Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Hobart Art Theater. Nathan Laird here. The premiere of Relentless, the story of Crown Point Bulldog Wrestling for the 2022-2023 season, joined by the director of the film, Slater from Local 219. Congratulations on your premiere here. Another huge house here tonight at Hobart Art Theater.
Thanks, man. I'm excited that people are interested in it, and it's just all about growing the sport of wrestling, especially, and there's a lot of local interest here. The region is really well known around the state for wrestling, for being a wrestling powerhouse, and of course now Crown Point's kind of on the national map. So I'm really happy to have this kind of crowd, have people interested in the sport.
Yeah, and you couldn't have really picked a better team to follow for the second straight year with Crown Point. You made a film on this team last year. What were the differences in making last year's film versus this year in regards to some storylines and just different things you found out about the team?
Yeah, it's crazy. Last year, obviously, Jesse Mendez was a part of the team, and we hopped on to kind of follow and watch him, finish off a historic season himself. And it was kind of a perfect storm with the team. They ended up becoming nationally ranked in the lower 20s, won state. It's a long season. We're dealing with kids, 16 to 18-year-olds. A lot of things go wrong. It's really hard to replicate things often. I think that's the biggest difference. Is a lot of things did go wrong. What should have happened on paper didn't happen. And that's fine, right? Because I think the story of Relentless is about how relentless these kids are. It's like, it's not about how good they are. It's about like how much stuff happened that went wrong and how they're able to bounce back from it. And I think that's the main story arc here than last year, where everything kind of went their way and they just like slammed through everything. And I think it's more of a poetic journey this year more than anything.
How have you seen a lot of the kids you were around last year making last year's film? How did you see some of them change coming into this season, especially those guys who were juniors last season and then seniors this year? Did you notice like a difference in personality between a lot of those guys?
Man. Yeah, there's so much more confidence this year. Obviously, there's a great leadership from the seniors. There's a strong senior class. Technically, but also just seeing like the growth of like younger kids like Gavin Gendris. I love that kid. I got to watch him as a freshman last year. Didn't realize how good he was until things out and placed again. But like watching that, as well as some up and comers who probably have been watching these older guys for the past however many years in middle school, and they came through, had a successful season themselves. I mean, we sent 3 freshmen to the state tournament, not only in the coaches but the kids as well, because they've been there. And I think a lot of people think that how good they are, things kind of get handed to them, or they're able to walk through, and that's just not the case. So.
From a production standpoint, how many hours of footage do you have?
Man, I was at everything. I was at practice at least once a week, starting in late October. I traveled with them to Ohio to Ironman, and those days were 12-hour days alone. I don't know how many hours exactly footage I have. I know I have a terabyte of footage, storage-wise, and I think it's. I probably took me about 50 hours to edit this thing down to 35 minutes.
Getting footage and getting some of this awesome footage that you're going to see.
Man, I think I was super nervous when it came to the likes of like a national tournament like the Ironman, and that turned out, as long as you're accommodating with people and being respectful of things, they'll let you go. They'll be free. I like to test the limits a little bit with how close I can get or where I can be, and until I get told no, I will continue. I want to get the most raw, just because I rearranged the mats this year. But again, I was able to be really communicative with them, and they were able to let me do a lot of awesome things that I feel like not a lot of people are able to get access to. So,
an exciting night here tonight. What is going to be your feelings as you see it here on the big screen and watch the kids watching it? Do you have kind of an anticipation of what you're going to be feeling?
Yeah, I think a little bit of a relief for sure. There's a lot that went into it, and not just my work alone. Just think all these kids too. They were able to pull out a second state championship, but a little nervous because last year the documentary was just positive, right? And there's a little bit of negative in this, and I think as a storyteller, as a journalist, you gotta kind of address those things, and I do think that they're going to respond positively to it, of course.
We know the end result.
Yeah, right. I'm excited. I've been freaking out for a week, but I freaked out enough now I'm not too nervous today. So.
Awesome. Slater, congratulations. Really looking forward to watching it tonight.
Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, we had a blast last year when we were invited to come back. It's like, hell yeah, we got to be here. Heck yeah, we got to be here. Again, we're on the internet.
Yes, sir.
We got to come back this year and do it again and see what you guys put together. You guys always put together great stuff at Local 219.
Man. Appreciate it.
Really like this you put together. So
awesome.
Slater, the director of Relentless, a season with Crown Point Wrestling. premiering here. After the premiere tonight, are people going to be able to watch it online?
Yes, tomorrow on YouTube, on our new sports page, Drop Third Sports, which will feature a lot of longer form documentary and sports features, as long as some of our opinions on national sports as well. So we're launching this this documentary with that concurrently. So
fantastic. Tomorrow on
look
YouTube,
out.
you can watch it. Check it out there. For Slater, for Claude Martinez, we're going to get some internet issues worked out here, and we'll be back in a little bit from the Hobart Art Theater. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.